Good afternoon. Welcome to Jim Munley's World of Weather. Clicked on to long-range weather forecast discussion for November 17th through December 1st. First, going to take a look at the MJO. And the MJO is forecast to head towards phase 7, and this leaves the cool temperatures in the east. I think that's how it will be. Later, it can go into phase 8, leaning towards milder conditions in the east and cold across the north central states, and we'll see that in our forecast. Okay, we're going to look now at the period for November 17th to 21st. And we still have our strong ridge here over Alaska and Western Canada, trough here, broad cyclonic flow across the nation. And this will result in cold conditions across much of the country. And within this flow, we're going to have several frontal boundaries that will be moving through. And we'll take a look at it at the surface, at the maps. Here's one. And then we'll have another one you can see here. And this will reinforce the cold temperatures across the country. Excuse me. Temperatures across the northern central states are expected to experience anomalies of up to 20 degrees below normal, and much of the country will be generally dry, with the exception to the lake effect snow you see going on here across the Great Lakes. So now we're going to look at the period for November 22nd to 26th. And little overall change in the pattern is forecast, although the height anomalies are a little weaker than they were in the previous period. So keeping the temperature for this forecast period below normal temperatures again for much of the country, and I'm expecting anomalies being near 15 degrees below normal, greatest anomalies here. And for precipitation, calling for above normal precipitation here and for this region. And the probability of occurrence near 40%, below normal precipitation here. Probability of occurrence is 35%. Now we're going to look at the period for December 27th through December 1st. And you can see the pattern is a little flatter than it was compared to the previous period. Although the temperatures don't really warm up, there's still a tendency for coolness here in the east. That's what I'm talking about as it goes into phase 7 and then maybe into phase 8. This would be more of a milder trend across the country. We got to see how that works out. So for this forecast period, calling for above normal temperatures here, and I'm calling for anomalies to be about 4 to 6 degrees above normal, below normal temperatures here, calling for anomalies of 3 to 6 degrees below normal. And for precipitation, calling for a little change in the precipitation anomalies from the previous period. One thing I want to note, as we head towards winter, this is one thing I like to look at. This is a North American snow cover map right now. The yellow is ice. The white is snow. Makes sense. But the snow cover across Eurasia was a little slow. It started off at a good clip in October, but now has slowed down a little bit. And there's still an absence of ice across this region here. And right now, the polar vortex is elongated. And a lot of times they say, oh, it won't do much if it's elongated, but it sometimes weakens it into two separate parts. And we're going to see that later on in the period first, as that can bring across polar flow from this region here, from Russia down across the pole, down into the east. We got to see how that varies. So there's a lot of factors. It sounds like I'm contradicting myself, but there's a possibility of that can happen, that the polar vortex can split. Now, another thing I want to take a look at, this is our air that we have now across the country. Let me get to the map. This is where the air came from. It's all the way up there to the Arctic region, came down near Hudson Bay and straight down to the area. This is usually how we get our coldest air. blow it up a little bit. We use our coldest outbreaks, even in the winter. So there's a lot to be said in the coming in the next month or so. But I'm working on the winter forecast already, and I'm looking at MGO, I'm looking at snow cover, I'm looking at the EPO, I'm looking at a lot of different things. Okay, so that's the long range weather forecast discussion for November 17th through December 1st. And that's it. And have a good day, and see you tomorrow. Bye.